How you going, people? Crazy cop story. I think I'll move my little camera there. This is going to be on, let's see here. Oh, yeah. The taser guy and the guy that won't ride with us in the car. So, when me and my partner, people ask another thing, kind of like, what agency did you work for? When you're on task force and you're working on different agencies, I worked for the district attorney's office, but when I was assigned to a task force, normally they had a supervisor or something that kind of ran that. Like the drug task force had a supervisor from the state, the career criminal apprehension team that just went after career criminals, that jump bail or whatever, they had a guy from the FBI that was running that task force. The auto theft task force was run by a sergeant and lieutenant from the California Highway Patrol, so they ran that task force. Some cities, if they were large enough, had their own task force. Like Sac Sheriff had their own like robbery task force, had their own maybe another little task. Sac PD may have had their own. If you've got 900,000, 1,500 officers, you can have 4 or 5 guys dedicated to crime-specific areas. So we work with different areas, different agencies, different jurisdictions, and we went to where a crime comes. And as a cop, if I start a case in my area, if the case leads me to another jurisdiction, let's say I'm in LA, and my case leads me to Sacramento, if I started that case and I need to follow up leads, and I know a guy that's involved in this case is in Sacramento, I can go there and follow up, arrest, do search warrants, etc., anywhere in the state. So jurisdiction, people kind of think jurisdictions, when you're in uniform, you're working your road stuff, you're kind of locked down to your city, but you still go over. If there's something that needs another officer, another agency needs assistance, you can jump over. So me and Joe were working this gang task force, and I mean we were working on a gang injunction. There was a large gang problem. Sacramento, West Sacramento, gangs were coming back and forth. There was a lot of shootings. There was a lot of stabbings. I mean there was quite a few gang members. Now it wasn't enough for an injunction. I don't know. That's another topic. Political gets involved, but. There was a lot of gang members that were coming back and forth. Sacramento gang members would come across the river to West Sacramento, do their crime, and then go back to Sacramento. West Sacramento gang members would go across Sacramento, do their crime, and come back. So we were hitting the area a lot. And like I said, we were in my other videos. I'll tell you how many people we were contacting. We were contacting a lot of people all the time, bad guys, all the time. So we had a reputation, and they knew our cars. They especially knew my car because we usually drove my car. It was a little bit better undercover. He had, I think, one of the Crown Vics, so it kind of looked like a cop car. Mine was, I had a truck for a while, and then I had another little Impala, I think. So my car was really known in the area. Everybody knew when I pulled in an area, you would see guys shoving their pockets, split, start running. So it was very hard, even though we weren't a marked unit. If they saw my car, they knew they were going to get contacted, they were going to stop. Those are the gang guys, let's get the hell out of here. They're going to want to come search us. He knows I'm on probation. So it was very common, to see like when you turn a light on, the cockroaches scatter. That's kind of what happens when we pulled in an area. If they saw us, if they didn't see us and we got close enough, we got out of the car quick enough to grab them, And the guys that really didn't care, and they were like, yeah, what do you want, man? You just searched me yesterday. I ain't doing nothing. What do you want to search me again? And depending on how many times I contacted him, whether I believed him, whether he helped me out, would be how we dealt with that. So we had this one guy, and I'm not sure how this came about. There was 2 guys, and I can't remember which one. Let's see. We had to tase that guy. I can't remember the other one. So anyway, as I said before, my partner would tase a guy pretty quick. So, I remember the other one. So we're working this one guy, and we find out that he's got a girlfriend. We find out from his girlfriend and one of her friends says, we went to her and go, hey, how you doing? Yeah, we're just working for, the police department, because we don't want to tell them we're in a gang unit, because then she might connect it and tell her friend. So we would tell them we were looking for like a burglary witness, or there was an accident and we think she was a witness, or when we pulled the videotape her car was in the area and we just need to talk to her. Do you know where she works or where she's at? Oh yeah, she works over here. So then we go over there and then we talk to the guy in charge, give him the same story. Hey, we're trying to contact her. When's the next time she works? Oh great, do you have her application? Can we get her address? So we get her address. So now we know that if Billy Bob's running around with girlfriend, he's probably living with her. So we go to this person's house, this case started in West Sacramento, but it ended up over in Sacramento, which is two different jurisdictions. West Sac, you think is part of Sac. It's not. It's a different city, different police chief, different county. So we go over to Sacramento, we find this house, we get there, and we don't see the car, we don't see her. We knock on the door, Mom answers the door. And this, again, people are going to be pissed here. You cops are dirty. Yeah, we did some dirty shit here, but okay, whatever. So we're after a bad guy. I can't remember what he did. He either stabbed somebody or was involved in a gang beat up of somebody. I mean, he did something that he was going to jail. He was a fleeing felon. I think he might have had a felony warrant also. But we weren't after him for the felony warrant. We were after him for the new crime. But because he had a felony warrant, that was gravy. We cleared two things, no big deal. So we go to the house, we talk to Mom. Mom's like, I don't want to get involved. I don't know anything. I don't want to get involved. And she tries to just leave. She's like, whoa, come on, help us out. You don't want your daughter around this guy. She goes, I know, but I just can't stop her. And so we played the look. We can help your daughter. We can get rid of him from your daughter if you help us. And her little eyes lit up. And she was like, hey, man. So then she became cooperative. She goes, oh, what do you need? And we're like, well, we're looking for this guy. Here's his picture. Yeah, that's her boyfriend. Is he staying here? Yeah, he stays here. I go, where's he at now? I don't know. They went out to dinner. I go, do you know when they're coming back? Yeah, I think in a couple of hours. They're supposed to be back by 10 or something. So, I mean, this is probably 7 or 8 o'clock at night. We were just going to follow up to see if we can catch him there. And now we end up, well, shit. If we know he's coming back, we're going to wait for him. So we're talking to her and we go, well, is this your house? She goes, yeah. And does your daughter live here? Yeah, she got a room upstairs. That's where he stays. And do you mind if we go in and look around the room? Well, I don't know. I don't really. Now this is where it gets iffy if this was challenged in court. Do we have consent from the mom even though the daughter lives there? And the way the courts kind of rule it is she's paying money and is she a tenant, then she has a right to privacy. But if she's not paying rent and the mom's just letting her live there, then the mom can probably give consent unless the mom says, I don't go in there, I don't have access, that's her room, I don't know what's in there, I don't want to be involved. Then we're back on iffy ground. So I can't remember where Mom was at, and I really don't, or I would tell you. And I don't remember how we got in the room, but Mom said, I don't care if you want to go search it, search it. So for us, that was consent. Would it stand up later after scrutiny? I don't know. So we go in there and we're looking, I think, for the knife or gun. I don't think we were looking for drugs. We found all this crank in the shoe. We're like, shit, all right, here's some crank. We don't really want this shit. We don't want the dope. We want him. We want him to connect to this crime. We don't really give a shit about the drugs. So I don't remember if we left the drugs or if we took them and trashed them, but I think we left them at first because we didn't want him to come back in case we missed them and find out his shit was gone because then he knew we were searching. So we went through there. We're looking for clothing that he was wearing, any of the gang stuff that he might have used. Maybe found a red scarf. Maybe found a few things that kind of like, okay, we got some good evidence here. It's going to be worth to go in here and search. Now, because he had a felony warrant, he was probably on probation. I'm thinking he was because that's how we ended up getting back in there, I think, is because he's on probation. We didn't have to go get a warrant, but we went in and got the stuff. And I don't remember how we got it. Maybe we got it because the girlfriend told us. But if he was on probation, then after we arrested him, we could go in there and search. Once we got him to admit he was living there, then his place of residence is searchable and we could have searched him. So now we got to wait for him to come back. So we go outside and we go, look, there's some drugs in there. She goes, I knew it! I knew it! We're like, look, it's still in there. We didn't want to take anything. Look, we're going to be hiding across the street. So when they come back, we're going to arrest him in the front yard. She goes, well, I don't want to be involved. I'm just going to go for a walk. And I go, well, don't go for a walk now. Wait till he gets closer and I'm coming back. Because I said, we're going to be out here. So we're sitting out there and we're hiding in the bushes. We backed into some driveway, went and knocked on the door. Hey, police. We're in an undercover car. Do you mind if we park in your driveway? Because technically it's private property. We're not supposed to park there without asking. Sometimes in an emergency we would park there and wouldn't ask. We'd wait for them to come out and say, what are you doing in my driveway? Say, police, we're on a stakeout, blah, blah. If they wanted to get in, you can't be on here, blah, it would be an issue. Most people are like, okay, if you're a cop, no problem. All right, as long as I know who you are. So we end up hiding in these bushes and we're waiting. Well, all of a sudden here comes Mom coming out and she's looking around for us and we're like, uh-oh, something's up. So we get out of the car and we go, psst. We're over here. So she comes, she goes, they're on their way home. She goes, I'm getting out of here. I don't want to be involved. I was like, okay, what are they driving? So she tells the car, like, okay, we confirmed we got the right car. So here they come. So we're sitting here in the bushes, and of course my buddy, who's Mr. Taser, he's got his taser out. I got my gun out. And he's like, what, dude? I'm going to tase him because he's a runner. We'll never catch him. He's fast. So he goes, as soon as he comes out, we just got to tase him. I go, all right. Because he's gotten away from the cops before. He's a pretty fast dude, so we know he's going to run. We got to catch him. It's late at night. We're out there by ourselves. Plenty of exigency to go ahead and just tase his ass right off the bat. So he gets out of the car, and they're all smoochy. Well, you're moving, kissing at the car. We're waiting in the bushes till they separate, and she goes to get in the trunk or get some out or get some food or leftover or something. And as soon as he does, let's go. And we take off and we run across this street, and they didn't have a freaking clue. And Joe, they hear this thumping, and as the dude looks up, like, what the hell is that? Joe yells, bang! Taser, taser, taser! And he shoots the guy, and the guy drops. She starts screaming, what are you doing? Leave him alone! You're hurting him! He's doing the chicken on the ground. I got him at gunpoint. Stay back. Stay out of this. He's under arrest. We'll get him hooked up. He goes to jail. I can't remember how we ended up getting... We went in and snagged the dope and the clothing and stuff. But we took him into custody, and, you know, Mom comes back while we're getting him in custody. Daughter's out there, the cops, look what they did! So we played it up for Mom, saying, sorry, man, we've been watching the house. I know, we saw you leave. We've been watching the house for a couple days, waiting for them. And so I gave her a little cover so she doesn't get in trouble with her daughter, and she played up perfect, like, oh my God, what's going on? Oh no! And so she was probably happy because we got that shit bag off her friend. So anyway, on another call, where Joe tased someone, this guy tased a lot of people. We contact this dude, and I can't remember what we wanted for. I think we just wanted a probation search him or something. We knew he was on. He had his red rag out. He wasn't supposed to be flying his colors, so he's hanging out. As soon as he sees us, he grabs it and shoves it in his pocket. Too late. We already saw it. We pull up. As soon as we get out of the car, we go, dude, we saw the rag, turn around, put your hands up. Man, why you guys harassing me? I didn't do it. You know, same old shit trying to stall us. We're like, dude, put your hands up, we're going to search you. Well, he says, fuck it, I'm taking off. So he takes off running. So we start running. I got my gun out. Joe's got his taser. I'm like, dude, you better stop or I'm going to shoot your ass in the back. You better stop and get on the ground. I'm yelling, we're chasing him. All of a sudden, Joe's right here next to me with his taser right next to my freaking ear, and I hear, boom! And I think Joe shot him. The dude drops the ground. He drops the ground. I go, shit, Joe, don't shoot him. We don't have probable cause. What you shoot him for? And so he's like, I didn't shoot him. I tased him. So we're arguing. Meanwhile, Billy Bob's doing a chicken on the ground. We grab him. We pick him up. We're going to transport him back to jail. So we go back to the car from where we ran. Or Joe went and got the car. We walked him back. I don't remember. But we end up trying to put him in my car. And he's like, dude, don't put me in this car. You can take me to jail, I'll cooperate, but I don't want to be in this car. I'm like, why not? He goes, dude, man, I can't tell you, but I just don't want to be in this car. We're like, dude, you need to tell us what you're talking about. You're going in this car. Man, just call the marked unit. Just let me go. I don't want to get in your car. Please don't make me get in your car. And me and Joe are looking at each other like, what the hell is this guy's problem? Finally, we got it out of him. He's like, dude, there's a hit out on you guys. They're going to blow your car up. And I don't want to be driving around when it happens, and I don't want to be in this car. So he goes, just call a mark unit and don't make me ride in this car. And at first I was like, dude, get in the car, dumbass. And so he's like, no, and he really kind of started resisting the car. And I'm like, dude, you really want to tackle on charges of fighting with us? You already ran. We're not going to charge you, but if you fight us to get in the car, we're going to tack on resisting arrest. He's like, man, just don't put it. I mean, he was almost crying. He was really scared. And I was kind of like, damn, this guy really is scared. So finally we throw him in there. I go, dude, we're going to drive around and let everybody see you in his car. No, man, no! He climbs down on the floorboard. He's laying down. Come on, dude, just take me to jail. Get me out of the car. Me and Joe are in the front like, dude, you're freaking out. He's like, man, I'm telling you, they're going to blow your shit up. Just get me out of this car and take me to jail. So we ended up booking him. Because he was so scared, I was like, you know what, there may be some legitimate. Most of the time people say we're going to kill you, we're going to kill your family, threaten you and shit. This time I was kind of like, I went back, typed up a quick memo to my boss, said, hey, this knucklehead we just arrested said there's a hit out on us and they're going to blow up my car. So if I end up dead in my car and my car's blown up, contact this knucklehead because he knows who's talking about it. So that was my memo. I sent it up, and those are a couple of crazy cop stories with me and Joey tasing people. Actually, Joe was tasing them. I was just pointing my gun at him.